Can you hear me?
Yes, Commissioner, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Thought I'd hop on and make sure I was connected.
Patrick or anyone else, can you hear me okay?
Oh, yes, Mr. Chair, we can hear you.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Miranda, I hear you clearly. Thanks for checking.
Perfect.
Yep.
Looks like you have all your drawers cleaned out, Miranda.
We can't hear you now. You are muted.
There you go. I do have them cleaned out.
I figured instead of generic hotel room, I'd go with the Rio Grande Gorge.
I was just there this weekend. It's 10:59 according to my clock, so just waiting one more minute.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Right. It's 11 o'clock on the dot, so I think we can get started. This is the special open meeting to consider the budget of the New Mexico Public Regulation Commission. It's August 27th at 11 a.m. We can go ahead and get started with a roll call, if you would, please, Mr. Cameron.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Here.
Commissioner Aguilera,
Here.
Commissioner Nyberg.
I'm present.
All commissioners are here and you have a quorum, Mr. Chair.
Great, thank you. So we have just a few items on today's agenda, commissioners, with respect to the budget for FY 2027, and we'll have a presentation on that. We also have for consideration a salary action for the Chief of Staff salary on this agenda. And are there any changes to the agenda? Okay, seeing none, I think we could take a quick voice vote on this. So if all in favor, say aye.
Well,
Aye.
I do have one question.
okay.
Should, and maybe it's already just part of the budget, but should we not vote on the chief of staff issue before we approve the budget? Does it affect, I would assume it affects the budget.
That is a good question that I will ask Ms. Mascarenas if maybe she can respond to. My understanding is that no, not necessarily, but I'll allow her an opportunity to respond.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner, the vote for the consideration for Chief of Staff salary today would impact the fiscal year 26 budget, in which we've already built in the amount that will be considered today. The budget presentation I have for you all today is in relation to fiscal year 27. So there is an impact. However, it's not a direct impact as the salary would go into effect immediately. And we have also incorporated the amount being considered today into the fiscal year 27 request as well.
Okay.
I think it's a good point, though. I think, Commissioner Nybert, if you would prefer to move that action item earlier, it might make sense, and I don't think it would hurt anything else.
I
No
just want to
objection
make,
from me if that's what we want to do.
yeah, I just didn't want to mess something up in the budget after the fact. So it makes no difference to me how we do it, but I didn't want it to impact something that we already did or voted on. So, Mr. Chair, if you want to consider swapping those two, it would be fine with me.
Okay. So in that case, I will move to approve the agenda, and by moving the item, which is currently item 6, consideration of and action on Chief of Staff salary, up to become item 4, and the rest of the agenda following that would just move down.
I'll second that if you want a second.
Yes, thank you. Okay, and we can take a vote on this, Mr. Cameron.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Aguilera,
Yes.
Commissioner Nyberg.
Yes.
The motion to approve the agenda as amended passes unanimously, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Public comment is the next item on the agenda. Mr. Rodriguez, do we have any public comment?
Mr. Chair, we don't have anyone signed up for public comment.
Okay. Thank you. And so now we'll go ahead and take the next item, which is consideration of an action on Chief of Staff salary. And as Ms. Meskering has mentioned that when we approved the budget last year, we included um, and items to be able to provide rate increases for our employees based on merit, and to make sure that we're compensating our employees appropriately. And our chief of staff, I don't have to tell you commissioners this, is a critical part of this agency, and she's done a really incredible job, I think, of um, uh, doing her responsibilities and helping this agency move forward. So Ms. Mascarenas had proposed to each of us individually a potential increase for the chief of staff. And so we have this item on today's agenda. And I would like to make a motion on here, and then we can discuss it, and if necessary. Does that seem like an okay plan to you?
Yes, sir.
So I will move to take the chief of staff salary increase action proposed by Ms. Mascarenas.
I'll second that.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
I think you said what I'm going to say, but I think it's worth it to say it again. Just personal level performance of chief of staff merits a increase, and then on a institutional level, it's also important to raise the salary of that position so that we can continue to invest in the good work that's happening agency-wide.
Well, and the chief of staff keeps taking on additional roles. Even at our last meeting, she was tasked with an additional roles, and I can tell you that being new to the commission, she has provided great insight, great stability, and frankly is doing a job that I would have never expected to see at any agency. And she's really done a fantastic job in my view.
And I guess I'll just follow up on that too. I mean, I'm not in Santa Fe today. I'm at a conference of energy folks around the West, and um, we've seen a lot of data points like support from legislature. But I just got to tell you, every time I hit the road, I hear the outside world, the people that had worked in the energy industry, recognize just the level of professionalism that the agency's been delivering, and I'm always quick to include chief of staff in the credit for that, because it's not just the what we as commissioners have been doing, it's what the whole agency's doing. So I just thought that it was worth tagging on to what Commissioner Nybert said, and I agree with everything Commissioners Aguilar and Aguilar have said.
Thank you. And this is the one salary action that we're involved in. I think it's appropriate for the commission to be involved in the chief of staff's salary discussion. Other employees, it's not the same. The chief of staff has authority to handle those other issues, but this one I think is appropriate for the commission to do so. Thank you for the discussion. I think if it sounds like there's nothing else, Mr. Cameron, I think we're ready for a vote on this.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Nybert,
Yes,
Commissioner Aguilar.
Yes.
The motion to approve the action on the chief of staff salary passes unanimously, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. As a next matter of business, we have a presentation by Miss Miranda Mascarenas, who's our ASD director. She'll be presenting the commission's budget for fiscal year 2027. I'll turn it over to you, Miss Mascarenas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. I feel like I was just here sitting before you presenting the fiscal year 26 operating budget request. And here we are again, fiscal year 27 budget request. Let me go ahead and share my screen for you all so you can see the presentation. All right, can you all see that all right?
Yes.
So in building our fiscal year 27 request, the priorities and goals that we kept in mind within this request was to continue to maintain the low vacancy levels through means of adequate compensation and growth opportunities for our employees, and being able to provide those salary increases based on job performance and merit for our employees. We know we have a lot of great employees, and we also have a lot of attorneys with a lot of knowledge, and they're hard to come by. So we want to continue to retain those employees and be able to make PRC their home for a long period of time. The other thing that we were keeping in mind was continuing to modernize the agency and increase capacity by optimizing the internal operations and processes and management. That goes hand in hand with the electronic filing and case management docket system that we are currently working on. We hope to have that deployed by the end of the calendar year. And with that is going to come additional license fees to be able to maintain the system and for our employees to be able to access the system going forward. So those are the two main priorities when it came to our base operating budget requests. The other thing that's not listed on here, but I think we've all discussed in depth, was the last couple of years we've come in for some pretty large requests, and they've been met. And so we made a promise that we would stay within our means this next fiscal year and continue to show how incredible our employees are, but staying within our means. So with that, our base budget request includes a 5.8% increase in general fund. That's about $914,000. I do want to clarify, I know you all, we've talked a little bit about community solar and grow funding. I will talk about that in the next slide. This base budget request, the numbers I am presenting to you right now, do not include the grow funding request. That is a special appropriation request, and what I'm presenting in front of you right now is strictly base budget. So with that, we will seek a 5.3% increase in other transfers. That essentially is an increase out of the pipeline safety fee fund to fund pipeline safety, as well as administrative support for the Pipeline Safety Bureau. Also, we are requesting a 7.8% increase in federal revenue. This primarily is due to increased travel with the additional employees that are now in pipeline safety. Overall, we are requesting a 4.2% increase in personnel services and employee benefits. That's about $700,000. Within that number, not only is the amount to adequately compensate our employees, but also the increased amount that we have to come up with for the increased rate in the healthcare premiums that we saw this past fiscal year. So it was a significant benefit to our employees. I'm sure you all have seen that on your paychecks. But going forward, the agencies will have to include that into their base budget requests. So that is why that number is much larger than what we had anticipated. There's a 0.9% increase in contractual services. That is primarily just an increase related to audit services. That's a number that we are provided by DFA. So a small increase there for inflation. The last piece of this, and this is where I spoke to the docketing system and case management, $451,000 increase, or 21.6% in the 400s category. 400,000 of that is related to the case management system licenses. And so that's where we're going to see our largest request. But again, overall, a 5.9% increase request for $20.8 million. I do also want to point out, you will see in the packet on the cover, it's referencing a $23 million increase base budget. The reason for that, I want to provide clarification. This fiscal year, DFA is now requiring us to essentially budget this other transfer, this 2.4 million, as a transfer out out of the pipeline safety fee fund and within the operating fund. So it'll look like it's double counted when we submit the budget, and we'll just have to be very clear in our presentations to the committees as to it's not a true $23 million request. It's 20.8 is what our true request looks like. So now going on to our community solar requests. So as we have discussed in depth with each of you, we are looking to in-house community solar. And with that, we are looking at a $732,000 GROW special appropriation request. The GROW funding is government results and opportunity funding. It's for pilot projects that are evidence-based or are promising. And so we think given community solar and where we're at, and it's still a growing project, that this would be a good fit for GROW funding. This would allow us to facilitate the community solar program within the PRC. This would include 5 new FTE. Essentially, it would include $697,000 for personnel services and employee benefits, and about $35,000 as it relates to the 400s for equipment, travel, and licenses and dues. And with that, I will stand for any questions.
Commissioners, do you have any questions for Ms. Mascarenhas?
I don't. I appreciated, we had a one-on-one briefing with Miranda earlier, a couple weeks ago, and then I can't make this math add up freak out this morning, and she helped me through that. So anyway, I don't have any questions, and thank you for your diligent hard work as always, Ms. Mascarenhas.
I would simply echo those sentiments as well.
Yeah, and thank you also for the briefing that you had with me. And recognize that the preparation of this budget also overlaps with our upcoming move. And I know that your division, I see that your division is running around the buildings, I guess it is the correct term here. Just doing a lot of work for the move as well. And so thank you for the diligence that you've put into this. And I think with that, I think I will move to approve the budget as presented and proposed.
Second.
Okay. And I think we are ready for a vote. I'll just wait a little bit to make sure we have no discussion. Okay. All right, Mr. Cameron.
Commissioner O'Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Havert,
Yes.
Commissioner Aguilera.
Yes.
The motion to approve the FY27 budget as presented passes unanimously, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Well, this was a quick meeting. And just double checking, make sure I haven't missed anything on this agenda. I think we are good. Thank you all again for your participation today. And I think we're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.